You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the Morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Good morning! Hey, 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 hey! Look at the girl's profile.
Wow. Good morning, huh?
I don't know. It says the girl's profile.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Tristan was touching my damn microphone. Sorry, everybody, that we was having full-blown conversations in here with the microphone.
She got this.
Yeah.
But why? Why you put them on display like that? Your profile picture?
That's crazy.
crazy.
People are just doing wild and crazy things for attention, which is crazy because I don't understand why a lot of women,
Yeah.
I'll say women, need that much attention in their lives. Like, why do you want people to always be ogling over your body in a sexual way?
Yeah.
It's very weird.
And I just happened to, she came up in my people you may know, right? And I'm like, I don't know that girl. So I just had to go through her pictures, and most of her pictures are with her titties out like that and with her children.
Oh, that's
Breast. Bubbies.
Bobby.
Bubbies. And, that's just disturbing to me. I just felt like that was just really, really weird.
It is. I'm all falling. I'm tripping. I'm falling. I can't get up.
You got me tripping, stumbling, falling.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Saucy and Friends in the morning here on Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. We are in the building. It is a Wednesday, and we are, halfway through the week already. And I'm excited because you know what starts next week?
What?
Summer school and summer camp.
Hey now.
Yeah.
Right.
Can't wait for it. Yes, that is what we are doing.
Nice. It's gonna be a good summer.
It's been a nice summer so far.
Yeah, you know what? It has actually been a nice summer so far.
It is.
That is what it has been. I can't
have
even
no complaints
front.
about the summer at all.
Yeah, it's been going good. People been, for the most part, behaving goodly.
Yeah.
So what can we do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yesterday was a great show. We had Mayor Michelle Wu in here. Very, very good conversation with her. And
Let's do some quick check-in.
Boston.
How you doing, honey? Tell us everything.
I'm doing good. I'm still in a good mood. Things are going great. I really, really need to take advantage of one of those cleaning services for $19 that they have on
See, the problem with that is that I actually went through the process.
Yeah.
It's true. You get the cleaning service for 3 hours or something for $19, but then you have to enter into like a small contract where you pay $60 a month on top of the $9 after that. So if you want to clean for 3 hours, it'll be 9, 18. What's three times that? 3 times 9 is 21, 27. 27 on top of the 60 that you're already paying per month.
So $87.
Yes, for
a month after the $19 cleaning.
$60 a month.
Okay.
Plus a $27 cleaning fee. So it's not really $19. It's very weird because I was ready come to Mer, and they was like, yeah, so you ready to join the contract? No, I'm not.
Because my building has a cleaning something too, and it says we're going to give you $25 off your first cleaning, but the first cleaning is $125.
That's good though.
Or something like that. I don't know. It's more than that. I don't know.
Can they come to my house? Because I am tired of looking at it.
I'm overwhelmed. And I just need to get rid of all the things that I have.
We have been hearing this for about.
Where is Finn? Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm watching up here, and Finn is in here, so I'm looking for him here. Where is he? I don't see him. But anyhow, no, Tristan, it never stops. It never stops. And I've always had in my apartments, I've always had a junk room, right? So everything just goes into the junk room, so the rest of the apartment stays clean. I no longer have that in the space that I have right now. So it's just there's things
It's real
everywhere.
now.
Yeah, it's real, and I gotta, it's just a lot. It's a lot. And laundry never stops. Why does laundry never stop?
Laundry never stops because when I do all of my laundry, I get upset because I go and I put them all away and I look in the corner and I said, oh,
Yep.
there's more to wash, huh?
There's more to
There's more
wash.
to wash.
There's more to wash, and it just comes out of nowhere. So, anyways, there's that. But anyhow, aside from that, yesterday was a good evening. We hung out with the little boys. We had a little double date at the Applebee's with the boys, and that was interesting.
That was interesting.
And then we went to the sprinklers, and we got to the sprinklers around 7:15, and they shut off promptly at 7:30. We said, didn't we just talk to her about this today?
Speaking of, let me go 311
Which
back.
sprinklers did you go by?
Well,
My house.
right over there by Mary Hannon Park, and then the boys went and they got wet with the hose, and we hung out. Then it thundered and lightning,
Yeah,
and
man.
crazy rain
raining.
last night. So that was that. But I went home and I slept very, very well.
Very nice.
I woke up at 5:30 this morning, like, oh gosh, I still got more time to sleep.
I wish that was me.
Oh wow. But anyhow, so tell us what you did, Trish, because it sounded like you had an interesting evening.
Yeah, yesterday evening I was I had to DJ at where was I? Lansdowne Pub. I had to DJ at the Lansdowne Pub last night after the Red Sox game, which was interesting because like you said, around 8 o'clock it started raining. So I'm not sure. Maybe the game got paused.
Oh.
Because them, what do you call it? Baseball games.
Yeah.
In rain.
Yeah.
So other
Rain
than that,
delay.
Yeah, man. I was out there till about I think I DJ till 12 o'clock.
Gee.
And 12 o'clock was a good time for the club to be done for my old age.
Let me, child, I don't know why y'all be playing around, but 12 o'clock seems a little late to me.
Boy.
Everything should end by 11, so you in the bed by 12.
I was ready. I was like, damn, I hope this ain't going to 2 o'clock. The security guard came. He was like, yeah, 12 o'clock, we wrapping it up. I said, let's go.
You be in the club, you be walking, looking around and looking at the time and checking the time. Ooh, gosh, it's still a little bit more time.
Yeah, I hate.
Wow.
Oh my God, I hate that.
We be getting on the boats, and this would be like, all right, I'm ready to leave now.
I'm supposed to get off.
I don't know what boat ride it was, but but don't strike me down. But I don't know whose boat ride it was, but I definitely went up to the captain at one of the boats. Was like, we ready to turn around now. He's like, y'all ready? All right.
I don't remember what boat it was, but it went out on its regular sailing. And then it had a second sailing, and we stayed on the boat for the second sailing.
Yes, and we're upset about it.
Boy, I ain't never wanted to get in a pool of water, a body of water, and swim for my life off the damn boat.
But okay, so there was one where we like knowingly made the decision.
No, it's the same one.
Strike. We went out twice on a strike.
Yeah.
But there was one where we were on the boat and all of a sudden they were like, we're gonna extend it, and we were like, oh no!
Don't extend it.
Sat down with our arms crossed, upset. Good morning. Anyhow, how was your evening, Saucy?
It was good.
Yeah.
I did the same thing as you.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's the fun thing about summer.
Yeah.
Summertime, you just can be impulsive and just do things as you do them.
Yeah.
So that's what we're at right now. Good morning, everybody that's checking in. Lawanda, Mike Nice said that it is Wait on It Wednesday. Hello. Wait on It Wednesday. Good morning, Super Roy.
Good morning.
Daryl, how are you doing? All of our
Super Roy gotta let us know what he's having. I want to go on that.
I know, Super Roy. Can we go on a boat ride? Can we get 3 comp tickets and we will promote in Boston?
Oh yes.
See, you get the better deal than the Boston people because at least you support Super Roy.
This is true.
You
This is true.
support.
Support is important. It is.
Anyhow, let's get into this September 7th.
What's that? Labor Day?
That's Labor Day. We
No,
should
it's
go
the
to
weekend
it.
after. Let's go to it. We outside.
We outside. All right. All right. Here we go. We're going to New York. September, just like that. Invite us places, people. We like to go.
Tell us the name of it. We'll shout it out right now.
Right now. Send us the flyer.
Oh, 1,000 capacity yacht.
Yes.
I like that.
But they have a nice bat suit.
Oh yeah.
It have a string in the middle
Oh my.
and 2 drinks.
No. No.
anyhow.
A string in the middle.
And 2 drinks. Yes, today we have a great show lined up for you today. We will be giving away Kess tickets to the show tomorrow. So right after our local news, you will hear the announcement for those tickets. Be caller number 3, and you'll win a pair of tickets to go see Kess the band.
A pair.
Wow. So make sure you keep it locked. We also have tickets tomorrow for the Jerk Fest, so that's gonna be great. Mm-hmm. And then we will have tickets later on for the Togetherness boat ride that's going down on July 19th. So there's a lot of things going on. Tell a friend to lock in the Spark FM Saucy and Friends, because we got the tickets for your summer fun. Yeah, that's what we doing here. Definitely. Later on, we have an interview with Child and Family Wellness Center. It is time to get serious about our children's mental health. Okay, it is time to get serious. With that said, let's get into the show. Saucy and Friends officially starts right now.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Call Spark FM at 617-272-3387. You can join us on Facebook and Instagram at SparkFMOnline.com. The all-new Spark FM. Log on to SparkFMOnline.com. The People Station. What is that? Spark FM.
Today is July the 2nd, 2025. It is Wednesday. Again, Wednesday, July 2nd, 2025. It's approximately 9:42 a.m. in the morning. I know summertime be running into y'all and y'all don't know where you at or what you doing. Today's cloudy conditions will continue all day. Wind gusts up to 15 miles per hour. It is currently 77 degrees. It's supposed to reach a high of 85 degrees today. Tonight is going to drop down only to 72. So it'd be, cool. It's not cool, but, whatever. Yesterday, I did walk the dog when it started raining yesterday. And it was hot and rainy and it was very beautiful. It was just a nice, beautiful summer rainy day.
In the rain.
Like, and we had a good time just walking home. So cute. Today it's time for our Around the Way news. You be serious about the news.
I can't be serious because this news is serious.
And by the way, did you guys notice me and my sister were dressed alike today?
Oh yeah, let me do it.
She walked in and I said, me too. All right.
Look at us. Dorchester woman arrested in Mattapan stabbing.
Girl.
And wait, that's not even, don't girl yet. It happened at 5:40 a.m.
Wow.
That's literally woke up and chose violence, right?
What makes you so angry at 5:40? Unless somebody wakes you up like the dirt bikes in front of my house.
Ooh, at 5:40 a.m.?
It'd be at 2:09 a.m.
No. A 32-year-old Dorchester woman was arrested Tuesday morning in connection with a stabbing near Mattapan bus stop.
It was outside?
Outside. Kimberly Murray Moore was taken into custody at 5:40 a.m. after officers responded to a report of a stabbing in the area of Morton Street and Blue Hill Ave, right here.
Right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Boston police found an adult female victim near the District B3 station on Rhodes Street suffering from an apparent stab wound.
Pick me.
Yes, you.
You stabbing people at 5:41 in the morning near the police station?
At the police station, basically.
Because the police station is that direction. Is exactly right there.
She stabbed her at the bus stop. At the police station.
This bus stop?
Yes, right there. Not this one. The one at the police station.
At the police station.
Boston EMS transported the victim to a local hospital for treatment of non-life-threatening injuries. Preliminary investigation revealed the victim had been waiting at a nearby bus stop when she was approached and assaulted by an unknown individual. The suspect fled down Morton Street in Morton and Blue Hill. Officers located her at the gas station near the intersection of Morton and Blue Hill. Based on a description provided, she was crouched down behind a car trying to hide. From the police that saw her from across the street where they were. She attempted to crouch behind a vehicle to avoid detection, but was quickly taken into custody.
Oh, it wasn't me. Do you guys see me?
It's not me. During the arrest, Murray Moore actively resisted and assaulted 2 officers by striking one in the chest and the other in the face. Neither officer sustained injuries. Murray Moore was transported to District D4, was transported across the street when I walked her across the street, where she initially refused to be processed. She will be arraigned in Dorchester District Court on charges of assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, assault and battery on a police officer, and resisting arrest. Murray Moore also faces a warrant for assault with a dangerous weapon issued by Dorchester District Court on June 23rd, stemming from a separate incident. So she did the same thing last week.
So, wait, excuse me? She did the same thing last week?
She got arrested on June 23rd. And had a warrant out for assault back that day. Anyhow, this story right here was so crazy all over the news yesterday. Officer dragged another hospitalized after a driver refuses to stop and hits several cars, police say.
My observation yesterday was that the police officers are getting yoked up. They are getting damaged.
Yo,
okay,
that's a tough job.
Yeah, they need to. Y'all need to reconsider defunding them and give them some mental health, something because
we have the family wellness people coming in today. We might have to get them a little contract.
Shoot.
I do have the clip for the story.
Nope.
Let's go to it. Oh, that accident was crazy.
They say a driver hit an officer and a car and then took off. Fortunately, the officer is okay. Boston 25 News reporter
Do they have the pictures
live
of
on
the
scene for us. Drew, News Since 5, we learned a second officer was involved.
Yes, Mark, police are now telling us that a second officer was transported to the hospital for evaluation, in addition to a female officer who was dragged and evaluated by EMS on scene. This is where the woman behind the wheel was taken into custody in the South End. You can see some debris still on the ground here at the intersection of Albany and Plimpton Streets. Take a look at the extensive damage to the Honda that the woman was driving.
Wow.
We did notice it had veterans plates. The car's front tires were blown out and it was moving on rims when it came to a stop here in the South End. Police say officers tried to pull the driver over for possible automotive violations right near Boston Common this afternoon, and that's when they say she took off, dragging the officer before hitting multiple cars and ramming into a pole. This is that woman in handcuffs after it all came to an end in the South End. Police say several more cars were hit during this chase from downtown to the South End, and at one point her airbag deployed. People in this area say they heard the woman screaming. We spoke with the owner of a nearby gym who was training a client when he heard commotion outside.
All of a sudden we heard this, and we look out the window and we see this, and cops everywhere. And it was like, we didn't hear no crash or anything like that. And so then we came outside and just saw this woman on the ground handcuffed with her hands behind her back.
That woman was loaded into an ambulance and transported to a nearby hospital. Within the last 30 minutes, police told us that she has non-life-threatening injuries and that she's currently being guarded by officers at the hospital. Her name has not yet been publicly released. We're live in Boston South End. Drew Caritas for your local station, Boston 25 News.
So, oh my goodness.
So, what?
I don't know. So this is the thing. What happened? Was she having a medical emergency?
I don't know.
Did she have a complete breakdown? Did the gas pedal get stuck? What happened? Because she literally drove the wheels, the tires off of the car. Like when
so it must have got stuck and it was just spinning.
And she couldn't stop it? Like,
it's interesting that they wouldn't have that in this day and age. There's no surveillance camera.
No, they do. I saw videos of the car driving down the street.
Oh, okay.
So that's what
Maybe
I
I
was
missed
trying to
that.
ask. They didn't. We didn't show it here, but it just looks like she could not stop because why would she? They said that they found one of the tires blocks away from where the car stopped, and she had hit several cars. So it must have been some malfunction with the car. I hope. I don't know. I don't know. That's
very scary too, because we're seeing a lot of these things happening. And again, I feel like a lot of officers are getting this same storyline, being dragged and or hit by cars.
Yeah. And they said that she started downtown on Stewart Street, so down near Tufts Medical Center, and then ended up coming all the way up Albany.
Maybe it was crack.
Oh, it's probably crack.
Yeah.
It's probably crack.
Highness, because that can't be a medical emergency that lasted that long for your car to get all the way there.
Yeah.
You know, that
she
you would have
dragged the
crashed
officer.
before.
And she dragged the officer. And what, she hit another one too? Is that what they said?
I guess so.
Another one, something. All right. It's criminal behavior. A company accuses Teamsters of slashing tires amid Boston area trash collector strike. They slashed tires on occupied vehicles, harassed drivers, serving customers, threatened employees, and sabotaged trucks.
Who?
The Teamsters that are on strike. While it's waste collection workers.
Wait,
are
what's a
striking-
Teamster?
Union.
The union people are doing this?
yes.
Because I heard Teamsters, and I was like, oh, the children are out here
no,
behaving.
no.
Wait,
Yeah.
that's not what y'all supposed to do.
Yeah, while its waste collection workers are striking in the Boston area, Republic Services is accusing the Teamsters Union of dangerous accusations, including slashing tires on occupied vehicles. The strike, which is affecting hundreds of thousands of customers, began shortly after midnight on Tuesday. The current contract expired then for 450 Republic Services workers represented by Teamsters Local 25. The Teamsters are demanding increased wages and benefits, and Teamsters General President Sean O'Brien said earlier Tuesday that the corporation pushed workers to the picket line, which could extend nationwide. Republic Services said in response that it was disappointed in the union's decision and already provides competitive wages. The strike affects 17 municipalities across the Commonwealth. Customers may experience a modified service schedule, according to Republic Services, who said it would communicate any changes to customers. Later Tuesday, Republic Services said it condemns what the company called the dangerous actions today by the Teamsters and their outside agitators. They slashed tires on occupied vehicles, harassed drivers serving customers, threatened employees, and sabotaged trucks, Republic Services said. This isn't negotiating, it's criminal behavior. These reckless actions demonstrate a blatant disregard for safety and public welfare. True leadership would prioritize responsible dialogue over dangerous street tactics, their statement continued. Public Services remain steadfast in our commitment to good faith negotiations for a fair agreement. Safety is non-negotiable. Several of the incidents took place at the company's center on Charger Street in Revere between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. Tuesday, a company representative told Boston.com. The Teamsters did not reply to requests for comment about the allegations Tuesday evening. The Revere Police Department did not immediately respond to questions about the alleged incident. If your rubbish is piling up on the 4th of July, remember who is responsible for it. The white-collar criminals who run Republic Services, O'Brien said earlier Tuesday.
Republic is Republic is
Trash company.
they're the trash company.
yeah.
But they're not the union that is picketing?
No, they're
The
the company.
union-
They're just the workers for the trash company.
Oh, so Republic is the company,
Yeah.
and the picketers
Are
are
the
the
Teamsters. Yes.
And the Teamsters who drive these Republic trucks
Yes.
are doing all of this damage.
That's what
What,
Republic is
would
alleging.
why is Republic saying?
Because they on strike.
They on strike.
Oh, because Republic pays them.
Yeah.
So they're okay. I'm here
striking
now.
Republic.
I'm sorry, I was trying to.
Yeah,
do a
so the
little
striking
social
workers
media.
have garnered support from local politicians, including Boston City Councilor President Ruth G. Louisan, Revere Mayor Patrick O'Keefe, and Senators Lydia Edwards and Paul Feeney. Molly Farrar is a general of, I don't know what that, why did I put that in? Okay. What else is going on? Chinese nationals indicted in Boston for helping fund North Korea's weapons of mass destruction program.
Yeah, you should. You should be in jail for that. I don't think that's what you're supposed to do.
Operatives allegedly used stolen identities of American citizens to obtain remote jobs with U.S. companies, including Fortune 500 companies. So 9 individuals have been indicted in Boston, Mass., including 1 New Jersey man and 8 overseas actors from China and Taiwan in connection with an alleged scheme to generate revenue for the Democratic People's Republic of Korea weapons of mass destruction program. The alleged scheme involved the dispatchment of skilled information technology workers who, using stolen identities of U.S. persons, posed as domestic workers to obtain remote IT jobs with U.S. companies, including several Fortune 500 companies and a defense contractor.
Look at them. Look, worker scam.
Scam of them.
See,
yeah.
this the terrorists live amongst us. First of all, Mr. Terrorist, we already have enough problems here. We don't need you in our business collecting our money and helping them kill us, because Donald Trump is going to make y'all feel that you need to do that. It's not us.
Yeah, what is this? Who?
You want me to go to this clip?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, let me go to this.
Because who's that black guy?
World. One victim was Atlanta-based tech entrepreneur Marlon Williams. He says the suspect spent months earning his trust.
March of 2022 is when they executed what I call the big hack, close to 800,000, and then wiped all their chats, all the history that we had.
The suspects manipulating digital contracts and shuffling funds to cover their tracks. The FBI now offering a $5 million reward for information leading to the team's arrest, while warning that potentially hundreds of phony IT workers may still be inside U.S. companies.
Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
See, this is the problem. This is why Trump is trying to stop this from happening. Because which is crazy, these type of people are stealing y'all black jobs. And when they come in remotely because y'all don't want to do those black jobs, then they start hacking into our systems and they not doing it for us.
Yeah.
And
You're
that's
right.
sad.
What you said? What you said?
Big beautiful Bill. I'm only paused because literally the world is going to hell in a small hand basket, and we're not
a small one.
It's an America-sized hand basket. We are being led to our death and destruction.
I think they're trying to turn America into hell.
It's already there, honey.
It is.
We're there.
Tis hell. Tis hell. Ambulance data reveals that Boston drivers are 4 times more likely to run over pedestrians from black neighborhoods. I'm mad that there's data. I'm mad that there's
That means
data.
enough happening.
It happens so much that there's data.
That's crazy.
It says here, a new analysis of Boston's ambulances response data reveals that reckless drivers are dramatically more likely to strike pedestrians who live in Boston's predominantly black and Latino neighborhoods, even when those pedestrians are visiting overwhelmingly white neighborhoods like Back Bay or Beacon Hill.
So no matter where we go, we gonna get hit.
No matter where you go, as long as you black or brown, you gonna get hit. In a paper titled Mobility Risk, using ambulance operations data to analyze the spatial and social dimensions of health disadvantage.
What's that? A doctorate? What is it? What do they call when you a dissertation?
Mobility risk, using ambulance operations data to analyze the spatial and social dimensions of health disadvantage. Published in the Journal of Cities and Health, a team of researchers that include academics and Boston Emergency Medical Services employees analyzed the city's ambulance response data to examine how traffic violence varies across neighborhoods. The researchers found stark and disturbing discrepancies in the number of violent crashes between neighborhoods with different racial demographics. Among thousands of ambulance calls made between 2016 and 2021, there were 2.7 times as many emergency calls for crashes that injured a pedestrian in Boston's least white neighborhoods, which include places like Mattapan, High Park, and Nubian Square, compared to the whitest neighborhoods, places like Back Bay, West Roxbury, and Dorchester Heights.
It's the ambulance hitting us or the cars?
No, the cars hitting us. The cars hitting us. But merely looking at where crashes occurred doesn't tell the whole story. The researchers also had to access the detailed information about where victims in each crash lived. And by examining the differences between crash locations and victims' home addresses, the researchers also discovered that residents of the city's least white neighborhoods are accounted for roughly half of the crash victims in the city's whitest neighborhoods. While people who live in neighborhoods that are predominantly non-white account for about 9 in 10 victims struck in areas with similar racial composition, they also account for 5 in 10 victims in neighborhoods where residents are predominantly white and are more likely to be struck by a car in neighborhoods far from their homes.
Are they saying why or how?
No.
Nobody finds that as a little bit nerve-wracking? Like, no matter where I go, like, especially if I'm in the white neighborhoods and I happen to be black, I could get struck down quicker than a neighbor.
Yeah, residents from those neighborhoods are likely to have longer trips, so there's just more exposure to traffic with more time on the road, he's saying, about people who live in Boston, Back Bay, and the Seaport District, downtown Boston, Back Bay, and the Seaport District. I don't know, but that's a very, very interesting article. You can find more on that on streetsblog.org, and that is really, really crazy. Woman accused of posing as a Boston high school student backs out of the plea deal. What's wrong with Shelby?
The fact that this is going on for so long is kind of starting to irritate me a little. Why we give her a court friggin' date and decide on her fate? and leave it and then go upon our business. It's already been 3 years.
Yeah, it's been too long.
Go ahead. What is going on?
The woman accused of posing as a Boston high school student for years appeared in court on Tuesday, where she backed out of a proposed plea deal that would have resolved the case. 34-year-old Shelby Hewitt was in court for a brief hearing at which Judge Deborah Squires-Lee, said she was prepared to move on a plea deal to bring an end to the case. The judge said the two sides had been discussing an agreement that called for probation, mental health treatment, and restitution. But Hewitt's attorney, Timothy Flaherty, told the judge that his client would only agree to the deal if the case was continued without a finding, meaning the charges would be dropped if she does not reoffend. Prosecutors would only agree to a deal in which Hewitt was found guilty. That's right, prosecutors.
Because she was found guilty.
Right.
She was guilty of doing these things and posing as a student. Even if you want to find her guilty and give her a smaller sentence or a community service, fine. But we're going to... No, she don't get a... She don't get off. She don't just get to go do it again. And if she do it again, she's definitely going to do it again.
She's definitely going to reoffend. Look, she's still looking like a little girl.
Exactly.
It's clear to me the Commonwealth is not willing to proceed with a plea unless there is a guilty finding. We've done what we can today, said the judge. That means the two sides will continue negotiating. If no deal is reached before then, Hewitt is scheduled for trial on February 9th of 2026.
February 9th of 2026 is the trial date?
Yeah. Is she being held? Is she in jail?
I think she's out.
She's out.
Because what would they be holding her for? A flight risk? Let her leave.
Yeah.
Deport
She's facing
her.
forgery and fraud charges, and she has pleaded not guilty. And her lawyer says that she has a history of mental illness. Lock her up.
Then lock her up.
What else do we have? This was really sad yesterday. I saw that several anti-LGBTQ plus incidents reported in eastern Massachusetts. There have been a lot of things that are going on. Provincetown, there were a lot of things going on. And I think they said even over here in Medford, what the New England Baptist Church has a sign out that says homosexuality is an abomination. They put that on their
outside,
on the thing outside of the church.
Everybody can see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everybody can see it. So there's a lot of things going on there. I'm just trying to rush ahead because I know that we got things going on. But there's also an incident in Provincetown where police are investigating potential hate crime after a man was attacked on Monday. The victim described the attack as 3 men in their 20s and 30s who used homophobic slurs during the assault. And we know that Provincetown is definitely a haven.
Which is so crazy because that's where they were harassed in Provincetown.
Yeah.
Because this is emboldened behavior by the administration is why this is happening.
Number of pride flags have been torn down in homes in Jamaica Plain recently, and residents have expressed anger and frustration over the vandalism. So it's happening everywhere. And as you said, I think it's a directly from the administration, with people being emboldened to do such crazy foolishness. And then this last story, which is, wow, let's see what's going on here. Boston politicians want to bring HBCU to the city. Boston politicians want to bring HBCU to the city appeared first in Clutch Points. City council members are looking at ways to bring an HBCU to Boston for the first time, which is not true because Roxbury Community College is the HBCU.
It's an unofficial.
Unofficial.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's unofficial.
Really?
It's a predominant. That's PWI. Predominant. Yeah.
Oh.
But it's not an official at all.
Really?
Yeah.
City council members are looking at ways to bring an HBCU to Boston for the first time. At a meeting last week, Vice President Brian Worrell of the council urged for a hearing to be held at the creation of an HBCU satellite campus in Boston. An HBCU HBCU presence would provide role models for current black students by showing them a tangible pathway to success, Worrell said. Boston led the way in educating black students in the first half of the 19th century with the opening of the ABL Smith School, and we need to discover that trailblazing spirit once again. Despite having over 24 colleges and universities, Worrell's hearing order states that Boston does not have an HBCU. According to Worrell's office, the Building Bridges HBCU program is aiming to open a satellite HBCU campus in Boston and will provide an update on its progress this fall.
That'd be so cute.
Yeah, I think that is cute.
Where would they have it?
There are more than 100 historically black colleges and universities in the country, with the vast majority of them located in southern states as a response to Jim Crow laws, the council order states. The need for more culturally sensitive schools such as HBCUs has grown in the past decade based on upon current rulings and the actions of the current federal administration. 40% of black engineers, 40% of black members of Congress, 50% of black attorneys and physicians, and 70% of black dentists are graduates of HBCUs.
Really?
While making up just 3% of all universities in the nation, according to
Wow.
Worrell. Corey McCarthy, chief of student support for Boston Public Schools, went on to say that the appetite for an HBCU has grown immensely within the last 5 years.
Yeah.
An opportunity to bring an HBCU to Boston would further highlight the commitment and dedication of our city to create an educational ecosystem that values, elevates, and develops opportunities for black students to be successful.
Yeah, that is really good, because imagine, like, what if you can't afford to fly your child out somewhere so that they can attend a HBCU? But if they can go to a local campus or do some online classes and still graduate, that's still dope.
Yeah.
Good for them.
According
Good for
to
them.
Worrell's office, a hearing is anticipated to be held in the fall after the city council forwarded the HBCU order to the education committee.
Good for them.
So we will support that. We will get Councilor Worrell in here so we can get more information about that as well.
Yes, sir.
Anyhow.
What did Schneider say? Schneider says that Pine Manor been closed down.
I was gonna say Pine Manor.
Pine Manor College's Brookline is mostly that's been shut down for about 12 years now, bro.
No, Pine Manor was the all-girls school, though. And so what was he saying? It was mostly
It was predominantly black.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's what he said, but
no,
it's gone.
the other one that was out there, Mount Ida.
Mount Ida. That was
HBCU.
That's gone too, right?
That's gone too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Anyhow.
All right, people, we're gonna go to a quick commercial break. When we'll be back, we'll be talking to the Child and Family Wellness Center about what we can do for the children in our families.
Absolutely.
Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. We'll be right back.
Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
You are now listening to Spark FM.
Each and every Saturday night from 6 to 9 p.m. inside the Avenue, where you bring the drinks and we bring the vibes. My name is Gary Banton alongside my co-host Big Trini, right here in SparkFMOnline.com, the #1 place for soca, hip hop, R&B, and more. Each and every Saturdays from 6 to 9 p.m. It's the Avenue.
How serious is youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously, the best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Looking for a meaningful way to engage with your community and make a difference? Volunteer with the Massachusetts Senior Medicare Patrol Program and help prevent Medicare fraud. Visit masmp.org. This project is supported by a grant from the U.S. Administration for Community Living.
JP Morgan Chase is making a global commitment to break down barriers to drive inclusive economic growth all over the world. We believe there is a pressing need to help more people move up the economic ladder. That is why we are investing in communities and people to create an economy that works for all, because no community should be left behind. Right here in Boston, we're focusing that work in Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan, among other neighborhoods, on improving financial health. These efforts aim to address the key drivers of the racial wealth divide head-on. We're here to empower individuals, families, and small businesses by connecting them to the tools that build generational wealth and a long-lasting legacy. Chase is investing in Boston. Chase is investing in you. Visit us at the Mattapan branch at 1617 Blue Hill Avenue, where the team is waiting to help.
Spark FM.
I know you nasty. She be touching on her own body.
Igniting the airwaves. Spark FM.
Said she wanna take me away. Said she wanna take me away. Said she wanna show me the way.
Join us on Facebook and Instagram at SparkFMOnline.com. Turn us up. Spark FM.
we're back. Spark FM Online, Saucy and Friends in the Morning, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. And we got the professionals in the building because we don't know everything. And when it comes to mental health, we need to go to the people who do this. So today we have in the building, we have the Child and Family Wellness Center. We have Lou and Edwina. Lou and Edwina, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you want to move a little bit over to the side there, and then you sit down comfortably there in that orange chair, and then that is all your mic. Let's go.
Thank you.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. So yes, welcome to Spark FM Online, the Child and Family Wellness Center. Give us a good little introduction about who you guys are and what you do.
Well, what we do, we are a behavioral health clinic, a mental health clinic, licensed by the Department of Public Health. And we have several locations. We started out in Hyde Park, providing behavioral health services to the community, what is called CBHI, Child Behavioral Health Initiative, which is a Medicaid program. So if you have Mass Health, if your child needs services, then you can submit a referral and we provide those services through a clinician or therapeutic mentor.
You said you were started in Hyde Park. You have 3 other locations. Where are those?
Oh, we have quite a few locations, not just 3. We started off in Hyde Park, and then we actually acquired another clinic, Unlimited Behavioral Health Services in Brockton.
Oh, good.
And so from there, as things were growing and, you know, we was getting more clients and more providers wanting to join us, we established a location in Attleboro and Leominster.
Oh, wow.
And where else are we? Attleboro, Leominster,
Saugus,
Brockton, Saugus,
and Springfield.
Oh, so you guys literally hit
Statewide.
all of the spots.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have providers that come from Boston but have lived, moved outside of Boston. So this was an opportunity for us to, and what Lou and I believe in, is encouraging other people to grow. So our providers, most who are licensed, they wanted the opportunity to have their own clinic, but not necessarily had the means to do it for themselves.
Yeah, makes sense.
So this was an opportunity for us and for them because they're, using our brand and then they're getting the feel and, the experience of having their own clinic. And we have our people all over.
Yeah.
So
I think that's so important when you say our people, you're talking about black and brown.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
More than anything that is needed right now. I heard you guys touch on the fact that you were, you accept Mass Health and Medicaid and things. With all the things that are happening right now, how is that affecting your business and your clients?
It's not affecting us. I think Massachusetts, for the greater good,
it
is very progressive. And they are aware that these services are needed in the community. You have a lot of cuts which actually has benefited us in a different way, such as you'll find school-based counselors not being hired anymore because of budget cuts in the school. So therefore, then you have to then provide those services still in the school. It's much needed, right?
Oh, yeah.
So therefore, it hasn't really affected us that much. And the fact is that as people of color, we seem to gravitate towards social work and counseling positions.
We do.
Right? Human services. And I think that allows us, as Adina was pointing out, that allows us to really provide different opportunities for those who have gone to school, earned their masters, earned their licensure, but then they are stuck where, how do I grow this? How I went to school to serve the people that look like me, but then I can't seem to access them. Right, because I may have to get a job outside of the city and work with a different organization. So this is why I think our success is very it's happening, and it's happening very quickly because we're rooted in the community. We are really looking to serve the community at large. She's from Mattapan, has been living in Mattapan for, I don't want to put you out there, but, and I myself I migrated here from when I was younger, to the U.S. from Haiti. So that allows me to have different perspectives. But knowing that, like I said, I lived right there on Wilson Street. I lived on Fairlawn Estates. I love this community.
Yeah.
My parents moved out to Cambridge, but there was a draw.
Stay here.
Yeah, I wanted to come back so badly.
What kind of services do you guys offer? And like, why would people choose your services over other mental health facilities?
We provide therapeutic mentoring, outpatient counseling. We do groups. We have sport programs, therapeutic sport programs. The in-home therapy, which is our family therapy services that we provide. And I don't think it's so much of people choosing our agency over other agencies, because we breed so many providers that launch out on their own and have their own practice. So I hate to, really
put it like
think
that.
about like that. They come to
competitive,
us.
Yeah.
We want to be a clinic that is available and have networking and resources, so that if we don't have a provider available, then we could turn to one of our other providers who have their own practice, to take on a client.
And you do children and family services. So what age range do you work with?
We are multi-generational.
Okay.
And, right now we're in the process of launching an adult day health center to serve the elderly population.
Oh, good.
So within the adult day health center, we are able to provide the mental health counseling to our participants of the adult day. Many elderly people struggle with so many things. Social isolation, depression, anxiety, on top of having so many medical issues and concerns. So we're very much looking forward to launching the Adult Day Health Center and providing those mental health services to them.
When it comes to the children and the youth, what are you guys seeing that is probably some of the most prevalent, issues or challenges that young kids are facing? Right now, we read the news every day, so we're seeing a lot of boredom, and then that causes them to act impulsively. A lot of these kids are riddled with like the ADHDs and all the other things. What are people coming to you guys to help them do? Besides overall mental health, but is there any top 3 issues that you guys see?
Managing a child's behaviors. All of this comes from, like I said, multi-generational issues and concerns through, their parents, the parents before, and how should I say it? Their way of thinking, the way of parenting, so we come in and we try to change their way of thinking about what it is that's going on in their household, raising their children, a lot of these, new parents, they give their child an iPad, and the iPad is supposed to be there to
babysit.
Exactly.
Yeah, we can't fix the child. Until we really address how the child was raised. So a lot of time, and this is where, again, it's key that we destigmatize what therapy is. Right? Because when you look like the person, there's more acceptance. And you understand that person's culture. There's that language barrier, the walls sort of go down a little bit, and then you're able to really address what the key issues are in their language and their way of being. So we do see a lot of ADHD. Sometimes it's medication. Is this child really should be on this medication? And educating them. Educating them about what this diagnosis is. Because I think that's, when I was in the field, that was the one thing that had to happen. Before I walk in and tell you, hey, this is what's going on with your kid, I really need to show you what does that look like.
Yeah.
This is the book that they are explaining what the diagnosis is. So you have an understanding of it, and you can say, oh, he's not that, or she's not that. Then we can then move forward. You know, it's about, once you educate that person, they have a better understanding on how to take the next step. Do we take medication to address the behaviors? Do we put them on a treatment plan? And how do we address it?
I wanted to ask about the family services or family counseling, and what kind of things. Same question, but with families. What are people coming to you about requesting like family counseling?
Just having a greater understanding of their child's behaviors. Children having a better understanding of where their parents are coming from. You know, helping parents, you know, through increase in, you know, better their parenting skills. Understanding, you know, the school, how the school system works, and what an IEP is, and how to communicate with the teachers. How to navigate resources in the community, for not only their child, for themselves as well. And introducing therapy to them, you know, as parents, as an adult. You know, it's not just the child. So we provide that whole wraparound service.
Correct. In addition to that, we do provide couples and premarital counseling. So we know if the two parents are not clicking, it ain't gonna happen, right? So,
And I can imagine it's the same too for, you know, adults raising older parents too, and having to navigate sicknesses, you know, ailments and different things like that. I'm pretty sure that's going to be, you know, or if it isn't already, a big segment of mental health is really kind of dealing with the aging process.
It is, and I think that's the reason why we are actually adding on to our services, serving the whole family from younger youth to older adults. I myself, and these things are very personal to me. I myself have a mother who is in her 70s, and she is at home all by herself, and so that social engagement at an adult day health center could increase her mood, right? And the elders are dealing with not just dementia, but they're dealing with anxiety, they're dealing with depression.
Alzheimer's,
so
all kinds of stuff,
exactly. So we could then connect our behavioral health providers, our clinicians, to the elders as well.
And I'm assuming that helps their spirit too, like in the healing process.
Absolutely.
That's good to know.
I think that's what I was.
We're not just dealing with the youth. We want to serve everyone, and we want to serve the community at large.
And historically, adult day health centers, and especially here in the city of Boston, are not owned by us.
So that's another thing too. So having this ownership component of it really does make a difference. Why? You said it was personal, so I did hear that. Why did you guys choose this career path and this, you know, healthcare? Like, what was it that drew you to this?
Well, you know what they say about most social workers, that we become social workers because there's something in our lives that, you know, we're seeking to heal from. And so that's definitely from me, just my experience. My family's from Columbia Point, and you know, I've experienced so much, I've seen so much, and you know, I always wanted to help. You know, when I was younger, although I was grown up in Columbia Point, because that's where my parents were from, my parents bought a house in Mattapian, so I'm seeing two different, worlds, and you know, within my own family, and I always wanted to help. I always felt bad. I didn't understand things,
why things weren't fixed.
Exactly. And then, you know, growing up and, you know, having children, experiencing relationships, you're trying to find yourself and figure out who you are, and you know, social work has always been, you know, that career that has, you know,
that has
pulled
tested,
me in.
tested the time, you know. Like,
so not only am I helping others, but I'm helping myself as well, because as we grow and you know, things change,
Absolutely.
Do you go ahead?
No. Oh, I was going to answer the question.
Yeah.
Mine is simple. I just did not want to wear a tie. I liked wearing Timberland boots and khakis going to work, so I ended up working for DCF for a little bit, and that's how I transitioned into social work.
That's so interesting how your life choices or just your life patterns kind
Lifestyle.
of lifestyle
Yeah.
gets you into what your actual purpose is. Any events or anything like that? How do you guys get clients?
Yeah.
We have a referral process. We have a link on our website that anyone can go to and fill out a referral form. It's a lot about word of mouth. We have referrals coming from schools, not just elementary schools, but colleges, for their students as well. I should have said grammar school. We have referrals that come from where else?
Well, I know for a fact that come September, we usually get a very uptick of referrals, and it comes from the school system.
Yeah.
And again, because school-based counselors are not available, so therefore they want to refer out to the community, so they could support the family, support the youth. We also look to generate our own referrals, and how we do that is really creating opportunity out in the community. And this is how the sports program came along. Because in our community, when you say therapy, you say mental health, you're like, But if you then able to address it with an activity, and address it in a space where the child, the parent can actually understand, hey, I'm addressing social skills here, I'm addressing certain behaviors here through sports, and they're more accepting.
See, so kind of disguising it a little bit into what it is, helping out, but not
put the medicine in the food.
Yes, I like that. I like that so much. So, how do people contact you? How do we find out? How do we refer? I have your website here, but I want you to say it.
Yes. You can find us at the childandfamilywellnesscenter.com. All of our information is on our website. We have links for those who are interested in becoming providers with us or connecting with us. And we also have a link for referrals.
And I'm seeing they also have social media. So if you're not even there yet and you just want to follow, it's a very beautiful page. The Child and Family Wellness Center, TCFWC_. Follow them so you can stay update with what's going on. There's a lot of free resources on there. It looks like for you guys, and some things to really read and understand what you're getting into. What would you guys do as a pitch for mental health? Why people should explore mental health or therapies and just come visit, find out more about it.
Oh my goodness. Just like you go to the doctors to take care of your physical health, it's just as important to take care of your mental health. Your mental health has so many impacts on your body, and being stressed. Your anxiety causes inflammation in your body. Not sleeping. So
Absolutely.
Well, we'll be contacting you guys.
I look at mental health as a paper cut. I know sometimes you get a paper cut and you're not sure how you got it. But I mean, sometimes you don't even know, your finger is hurting. You're like, why? When did it happen?
You go eat something, like, ow!
And so becoming aware of it, acknowledging it, then being able to put a Band-Aid on it. To me, that's what mental health is. If you're able to be aware of it, acknowledge it, and then find the person that could really help you take actions to address it.
I love that. We talk to a lot of people, and they seem to be little still, even though mental health is a big thing right now. It's trending. People are talking about it. There's still, especially black men, that have, issues with seeking therapy because it seems stigmatized and whatever. So I'm excited that they can come to a clinic and meet people that look like them, who like to wear khakis and Timbs, that can, that they can connect with, and it doesn't feel like, oh, I'm going to the hospital to check something out. It feels like, oh, I'm going hang out a little bit.
Checking on your mental health doesn't mean something's wrong with you. Just make sure you're right.
Yeah, exactly.
And I tell you, the best thing about our program, like other, clinics in the other area, is that we meet clients where they are.
Yeah.
Not necessarily mentally, but also physically in the community. So sitting down at Ollie's Roti and having a session, as long as that's something that client is open to doing, that's how we provide the service.
Get me to talk about whatever you want to over some food.
Yeah.
All right. Now we'll open up. Okay, so this is great. I'm really excited about this. If you guys want to get involved and you want to know more about the Child and Family Wellness Center, go onto their website, tcfwc.com, or just type it into Google and it will pop up for you guys. That's what I did earlier. Or follow them on social media. If you just want to find out more information and see what they have going on, follow them at social media at the same thing as their website with an underscore, and that way you can, ease yourself into it. This is therapy rooted in community and culture. I like that.
Absolutely.
I feel
Thank
empowered.
you.
Thank you guys so much for stopping by. And we can't wait to hang out with you guys at Allie's.
Yes.
Thank you. You guys
Y'all
keep
buy
up
the
the good
food?
work.
Yes,
we got you.
Yo, come on. Mention
It's on air.
That curry shrimp is calling.
Y'all said it. Run the tape. With that said, people, we're going to go to another quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
You are now listening to Spark FM.
Eunice Production, Friends Lifestyle Group presents their 9th annual Togetherness Boat Ride. It's the Animal Print Edition. Happens to be Saturday, July the 19th. Boarding times at 7 p.m. We sail at 8 p.m. sharp. There's going to be 2 floors of music. Your Latin DJ, DJ Sergio, DJ Alfredito, DJ Yodi, and your Caribbean DJ, Hugh Major, and Vital Rhythms, featuring live performances by Your Fugo, Junta Group, and Tempo Rhythm International. Sound system provided by Ross Entertainment. This is all going to be taking place at 70 Rose Wharf. Get your tickets right now at togetherness.eventbrite.com. Regular tickets are $65. Same day tickets are $75. It's a 21+ event. And do remember there's a drinks inclusive party bus available to and from the dock for only $60. For more information, contact 617-719-3972 or 646-379-4889. It's a 9th annual Togetherness Boat Ride. Get your tickets now.
Finally Home is a must-read step-by-step guide that will equip any first-time homebuyer with the knowledge they need to confidently make informed decisions. This book provides answers in simple and clear terms to most, if not all, of the questions you may have about credit, home ownership, and generational wealth. Finally Home equips the reader with the confidence to be engaged with the home buying process without feeling vulnerable or exploited. Tailor-Made Real Estate Easy is not just a catchy hashtag. It is real estate agent and radio personality Taylor Andre's goal. A goal to simplify one of the most challenging processes you will go through as an adult. A goal to educate you properly on credit and teach you the strategies to finding the home of your dream. It is not just a good book or an easy read. It is the secret to a seamless home buying experience.
Often I hear people talking about how high their electricity bills are. Massachusetts has programs that everyday homeowners pay for, but never look into. Have you ever considered why some homes have panels and others don't? If you have Eversource, National Grid, or Unitil for electricity, you are paying for your neighbors to get panels at no cost. The charges are on the bill. Why not get someone to pay for yours? This program also helps with re-roofing, tree cutting, and electrical upgrades. If you're tired of short-term solutions for a long-term problem, connect with Bakari to find out if your home meets the requirements to upgrade at no cost out of pocket. Save the planet, future-proof your family for power outages, and save tens of thousands of dollars on an otherwise lifelong bill. Mention Spark when you call or text SPARK to 617-833-8940 to get 2 months off your power bill covered if your home gets selected.
Boston's new home for urban Caribbean music. Spark FM. Spark FM. Playing all your favorite hits from reggae. Spark FM.
If you no mess with the way you are gonna see a million. We got the Congo long just like the Amazon.
Spark FM.
I know that life is not easy. No say we are for win. Walk with the camera like Jesus.
Soca. Hip hop.
Yeah, we on and we going crazy.
R&B.
You could do damage. You could do damage.
Afrobeats and much more. Spark FM. Spark FM.
By his
Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. Breaking news. The Diddy found. I don't want to start with that. Breaking news. Diddy was found not guilty of sex trafficking of Cassie and Jane, but guilty on prostitution counts for both women in the USA versus Sean Combs trial. USA versus Sean Combs trial. So note the 5 federal counts against Diddy are racketeering and conspiracy. Count 2 is sex trafficking of Cassie Ventura. Count 3 is transportation of Cassie Ventura and sex workers to engage in prostitution. Count 4 is sex trafficking of Jane, and count 5 is transportation of Jane and sex workers to engage in prostitution. He was found guilty of sex trafficking of He was found not guilty of sex trafficking of Cassie and Jane, but guilty on prostitution counts for both in the criminal trial.
Yes.
What that mean?
So what that mean?
What that mean, Tristan?
I don't know.
Let me see. What to know about this? We'll get to that in our entertainment news. We'll get all of the
live
the stories.
minute updates from somebody who's in the courthouse. So we'll get into that in a second.
Yeah, let's get into the national news, and we'll make sure that we have enough time at the end to go over that.
Yeah.
Donald Trump threatens to arrest New York City mayoral Democratic nominee Zohran Mamdani.
Yeah.
We're not even going to go into all of that because we already know what he's trying to do right now is he's threatening naturalization. He's threatening birthright citizenship. He's threatening anything of people not born to Americans inside of America. Those are what he's doing right now. Even if you are a citizen and you got your little citizenship and got your little flag when you went to City Hall, he's like, yeah, but if I want to, I'll just reverse that and you won't have that anymore. So that's crazy. So moving on, federal judge blocks Trump's administration from ending temporary legal status for many Haitians. So the other day, he had also tried to block temporary legal status for Haitians that were coming in, pretty much saying that no more can come in from anywhere ever all the time. And one federal judge happens to block that. Another federal judge is probably going to come and unblock it again, or the Supreme Court would unblock it. So I don't know what that means either. Oh boy. Justice Department to prioritize revoking citizenship of naturalized Americans. What do you need to know? Because this
is the babies born here.
The U.S. Department of Justice has begun to prioritize stripping naturalized Americans of their citizenship when charged with crimes, according to a recent memo. It ramps up the Trump administration's immigration crackdown, which it has expanded to target, deport, and detain legal permanent residents and citizens. The DOJ calls for civil denaturalization in the case of war crimes, extrajudicial killings, human rights abuse, and for those convicted of crimes who pose an ongoing threat to United States. The civil division shall prioritize and maximally pursue denaturalization proceedings in all cases permitted by law and supported by evidence, the memo said. Representatives for the White House, DOJ, and Department of Homeland Security did not immediately respond to Axio's request for comment on Monday evening. What is a naturalized citizen? A naturalization is the process by which U.S. citizenship is granted to a lawful permanent resident after meeting the requirements established by Congress in the Immigration and
The Justice Department is now aggressively...
Act. Here is the clip.
I'm sorry.
Nope.
There we go.
The Justice Department is now aggressively prioritizing efforts to strip naturalized U.S. citizens of their citizenship. NPR's Jacqueline Diaz reports the DOJ is focused on cases where naturalized American citizens commit certain crimes.
The new stance towards naturalized citizens who commit crimes is laid out in a memo from the Justice Department to its civil division employees. Those crimes could include anything from national security incidents to cases of fraud, according to the memo. According to 2023 data, 25 million immigrants are naturalized U.S. citizens. Denaturalization has existed for decades and was used widely to deport citizens accused of being communists during the 1950s. Some immigration attorneys have expressed concerns over this expanded denaturalization effort, questioning whether it is constitutional and how the families of naturalized citizens would be impacted.
Whatever. Because what y'all want us to say? I don't know what to say. Trump threatens to unleash Doge on Musk to save money tied to his numerous federal subsidies. Elon may get more subsidy than any human being in history. I believe this is what we said when you guys were best friends. I think this is what the whole entire world said, is that maybe before Doge starts cutting people's federal jobs that need them to make a living and to live, maybe we should start looking at Elon's contracts that he gets through the country. Elon, so basically Elon and Trump have been going at it again over this big, beautiful bill. President Trump suggested Tuesday that he'd deport his ex-pal Elon Musk and unleash the Department of Government Efficiency, Doge, on the tech titan to examine government subsidies doled out to Musk companies as the dormant feud heated back up. We'll have to take a look, Trump said. He told reporters, born in South Africa, Musk has been a U.S. citizen since 2002, meaning he would have had to been found guilty of a crime before deportation could be considered as a possibility. We might have to put Doge on Elon. You know what Doge is, the monster that might have to go back and eat Elon. Wouldn't that be terrible? He gets a lot of subsidies, he added. You don't think that Elon already can see every move that y'all make after you gave him full clearance to everybody's information, including y'all own?
Not only that, but does Elon Musk care if he gets deported?
Can't he just buy America?
He already did.
I mean, what are we talking about? This is crazy. Trump lashed out at Musk, who inspired Doge after the Tesla boss renewed the criticisms of the One Big Beautiful Bill, on which much of Trump's domestic policy agenda hangs, calling it utterly insane and political suicide. Elon may get more subsidies than any human being in history by far, and without subsidies, Elon would probably have to close up shop and head back home to South Africa, Trump said. No more rocket launches, satellites, or electric car production. This is coming from the man who turned the White House into a car dealership for his friend Musk and told us that if we didn't buy a Tesla, if anything done to a Tesla is a domestic terroristic crime.
Yes.
What are we talking?
Tesla.
Play it one more time for the people in the back, because
I love Tesla.
This is the man that said, I love Tesla. Now he's telling Elon Musk that he's always had a hard time with EV cars and he don't like EV cars and he was always against it. After you done made everybody go out there and buy Tesla, now you don't like the cars.
You are fake news.
You are fake news. What are we at? Where are we? The president's eerie comes after Musk expressed his frustration over the sweeping spending bill on social media ahead of Tuesday's Senate vote. The latest Senate draft bill will destroy millions of jobs in America and cause immense tragic harm to our country. Utterly insane and destructive, it gives handouts to industries of the past while severely damaging industries of the future. On Monday, the world's richest man continued his criticism, saying lawmakers who had campaigned on cutting spending but backed the bill should hang their heads in shame, as should you. Which is so delusional for both of them. This is delusion that is playing out in front of us. Because both of you guys were fully for all of the foolishness just a mere 3 months ago, and now you're at each other's necks, which is crazy. But okay. MAGA. Idaho sniper suspect Wes Rowley claimed "I'm going hunting" in chilling post hours before deadly ambush as new details revealed. Who is this?
That's the one that shot the firefighters.
Oh, well, we found out that he was a young boy who got who didn't make the fire team, they said, because he was too little. And then just hours before he did that, he said, "I'm going hunting." He is now dead as well because he shot himself, as he should have done first, but whatever. Brian Kohlberger agrees to plead guilty to all counts of Idaho college murder case. Well, good.
Finally.
What does that mean?
Nothing. It's probably to avoid the death sentence.
Brian Kohlberger has agreed to, this is the guy who killed the 4 college teammates, the college mates, stabbed them up and one got away. Brian Kohlberger has agreed to plead guilty to all counts in the killing of University of Idaho students, sparing him from the death penalty, according to a letter to the victim's family informing them of the plea deal. Kohlberger, who was charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of burglary, is in connection with the 2022 killings of the roommates, will be sentenced to 4 consecutive life sentences on the murder counts and the maximum penalty of 10 years on the burglary count, according to the plea agreement.
Why would you take that over death?
Yeah, maybe he wants to, learn and go to school and start a nonprofit. And recidivism. Maybe he's sorry that he did that to those 3 college students. And, sometimes you shouldn't get a choice. If you're going to go into somebody's house and you're going to murk them up, you should also be murked.
Yeah.
1 eye for un eye.
Yeah.
Or 2 of your eyes for 8 of theirs. Because that's crazy. That's wild behavior. Moving it on, hundreds of children told to test for disease in Australia after childcare worker charged with child sex abuse. It's just disgusting.
That story is crazy.
2 people killed in major U.S. highway racing incident. What is this? Fast and the Furious? I'm not going to get into that either. Yeah. Supreme Court throws out appellate ruling in favor of transgender people in 4 states. What does that mean?
I don't know. I saw that on the news, though.
So the Supreme Court on Monday threw out appellate rulings in favor of transgender people in 4 states following the justice's recent decisions upholding a Tennessee ban on the certain medical treatment for transgender youth. I don't want to get into that either because I don't believe in it. I don't care about changing transgender youths into what they feel that they want to be. They have to wait until they're 18 years old. I'm not going to budge on that one. I'm all set with that. Agree. I'm not, and it's not up for debate either. If you cannot buy cigarettes or go to the club or rent a car or vote, then you shouldn't be changing your body permanently forever into something else. And I don't care.
Right, like do like the couple that we were watching yesterday. He's a feminine man, she's a masculine woman. They got married and they had a baby.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
What
does anything mean?
What you say?
What does anything mean anymore?
Say it again for the people in the back who don't understand.
A feminine man, and he married a masculine woman, and they had a baby, and they're living happily ever after. Just do that.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah.
How How masculine is she? And how feminine is he? I didn't get to see the videos yesterday.
Oh, she was very masculine and he was very feminine.
Is she masculine presenting? Like
yes,
like a
stud.
A stud. Yes.
Yes. And he is very feminine. Gets his nails done. He had a French manicure and all of that. He has a big diamond on his ring finger. She has a plain tungsten band, one of those black bands on her hand. She has the shaved hair. He gets his hair done, and he wears heels and all of that.
Why Tristan laughed like?
What are you watching?
Yes, and she wears,
What are you watching?
Pants and binds her boobs and things like that. And
So is that called queer?
Yes.
That's queer, right? Because
Yeah.
you can't be. You're not gay.
No, they're
you're not a
gay.
lesbian.
They
you're
identify
queer.
as straight.
They identify as what?
Straight.
Straight what?
Straight.
Presenting.
Straight.
I don't know.
But masculine presenting and feminine presenting.
Because it makes sense, right? Because they are straight. It's a man and a woman. They're not heterosexual.
No.
They
are heterosexual.
They are
heterosexual.
Mm-hmm.
And he had been on that because that's Strange Love or Love whatever. He had been on that several times before with other women that were all masculine, and he is super feminine. And they are in, he has been in relationships with several masculine women.
Interesting.
Well, that's good that's really good for them.
Yeah.
I hope that happiness
it
continues to
works.
follow them. Yeah.
Progressive.
Yeah, progressive.
Why Walmart is opening dark stores the customers can't go into. What does that mean? What are we saying here?
Wait, why are you questioning anything?
right.
Anymore in this life? Nothing.
The way that they did this is so stupid. The key points are Walmart has opened dark stores that are not open to the public and serve solely as fulfillment centers to speed up online order deliveries.
Okay, well then say that. Don't
That's
say
what
what
I'm
you said.
saying. What they said is stupid. Dark stores, meaning that what? It's just open and I had to get a little computer that I took my hand in and put it in and go find what I want.
They do have those stores.
I want to do that.
They do have those stores where there's who was telling me about that?
What's that?
What is it?
So there's stores where you just go into the stores.
Yeah.
There's nobody working there.
Uh-huh.
You go in there, you get what you want, you put your palm over the thing, and you go out. And that's the store.
Okay.
Yeah. Like how Whole Foods has this palm.
What if I don't want to do that? What if I just want to go in there and get my stuff and leave?
You get caught. Who's
gonna catch me?
The people who's watching.
Who is watching? And if they
People.
watching, why they can't ring me up?
It's based on the merit system.
I don't want a merit. I hate the merit system. I hate everything.
Yeah.
Everything is stupid.
Yep.
We're keeping it rolling right into the breaking news.
Yeah.
Yeah, Diddy did.
Diddy's about to go home. So right now, with the live updates, they have taken a break from the court right now. They're trying to decide if they're going to release him. His lawyers have asked for him to be released since he has been acquitted of the major charges. Yeah. So they're trying to decide that. They asked for $1 million bond, but his lawyers are saying he doesn't need a bond since he's been acquitted of all the major charges.
So he was found guilty on 2 counts in sex trafficking.
Just the prostitution, which is crazy because that's crazy.
Yeah.
Jurors in the federal criminal trial of Sean Diddy Combs on Wednesday morning found the hip-hop mogul guilty of 2 of the 5 counts filed against him.
Mm-hmm.
The 12-member panel acquitted Combs of the sex trafficking and racketeering offenses.
Which were the 2 major charges, right?
Yeah. Can you find what that meant, the sex trafficking and racketeering, detailed that, but found him guilty of a prostitution-related offense. The jury spent more than 12 hours across 3 days deliberating the case. On Tuesday afternoon, the jury informed Judge Submaranian that it had come to an agreement on counts 2, 3, 4, and 5, which included sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution, but was unable to reach a verdict on count 1, racketeering conspiracy. We have reached a verdict on counts 2, 3, 4, and 5, the note read. We are unable to reach a verdict on count 1 as we have jurors with unpursuable opinions on both sides.
Okay, so racketeering conspiracy, that's RICO, Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. So that's RICO. In the U.S. refers to the act of participating in an ongoing criminal enterprise through a pattern of racketeering activity. It involves 2 or more individuals agreeing to commit crimes with the aim of furthering the enterprise's illicit conspiracies. So how does that apply to him if it's only one person that they're...
So, and that's what they've been saying from the very beginning, that because I thought they were going to get him pin, and he was able to get his employees like the security and the KK to do a lot of his work, and now he was making whatever. I still think that Jane Doe did this case for him.
Yesterday I was watching Hulu has As It Happens, Diddy Trial As It Happens, hosted by Sonny Hostin from The View, and it's what's his name, Touré, and another lawyer, Touré, and they go over day by day of the case. Yeah. And so I watched yesterday when they did like the reenactment of Jane's testimony, and it really does sound like she was just a hoe.
She was just a hoe. Like listening, just reading the transcript of it. Yeah. I was like, this lady loved every single minute of being a prostitute.
And she still loves him. Yeah. And he's still paying for a lot of her stuff. Yep. At the end of her testimony, she came down and she hugged the prosecution and she hugged his defense.
Oh.
So it's just, I think that she worked Jane, 50 Cent's baby mama. She worked very, very well for the defense.
Yes, for the defense.
So sex trafficking is defined as sex trafficking is human trafficking for the purpose of sexual exploitation, and he was acquitted of that as well, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, because of Jane, because Jane just went with him wherever he wanted to go.
And here, what Tony was talking about earlier, court is adjourned, but judges decide to whether to grant bail. The court will be adjourned for the next 2 hours while Judge Submarinian considers the defense argument that Combs should be released. Because what do those prostitutions charge? What are the
I would say probation on
him.
Yeah, like you what? He's not gonna get any more jail time. He's been in jail for like almost a year now,
so they'll
right?
do time served probably.
Yeah.
Right now, the 2-minute update as of 2 minutes ago says the prosecution argues Combs should be detained. The lead prosecutor, Maureen Comey, told Judge Aaron Submarinian the defense was downplaying the significance of what Combs has been convicted of by suggesting that he should be able to go home to Florida on a $1 million bond. There is a real risk that he will flagrantly disregard orders from this court, that he will commit new crimes, and that he will attempt to flee justice, Comey argued.
I mean, what new crimes? They're saying that basically he didn't even commit no crimes in the first place, except being a part of allowing prostitutes to be prostitutes.
Well, Comey cited drugs found in Combs' hotel room before he was arrested in September of 2024 as an example. And we do know that after they raided his house that there was another freak off that happened.
Yeah.
So,
but the freak offs are not. Clearly, they're not.
Clearly, freak offs are fine to have.
Yeah, they're legal, so it's fine.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like as long as he don't beat no more women, he's just going to keep on doing what he do. He's probably not going to put his hands on them anymore, and he's just going to replace him as he is. But he was he was still into that lifestyle.
So the judge has asked that the prosecution and the defense submit letters about why they disagree with or support Combs being released on bail and sent home today. And the letters are due by 1 p.m.
Call us up. Today. We want to know how y'all feel about it. 617-272-3387. 617-272-3387. And the third caller who tells us how they feel about it wins some tickets to guess.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Hey. This is I am very surprised. They say that Puffy's family has been in the courtroom. They're chanting for him and chanting in support. Puffy got down on his knees and said a prayer, demonstrated prayer. He was throwing heart signs to his audience. He was performing, in the court. Before the verdict was read, Sean Combs walked into the courtroom and mouthed, "We got this," to his family. He was reading a printout of Psalms 11. When the first not guilty racketeering count was read, a family member gasped, and as the not guilty verdicts for the sex trafficking counts came, members of his family and his legal team began to cry. When the full verdict had been read, Mr. Combs turned to his family and mouthed, "I'm going home." That will be determined by the judge later this afternoon.
He's going home.
How
do y'all feel about that? I mean, we were talking about this in the car yesterday.
Yeah, and I said he's not going to be acquitted of everything.
Yeah,
he's going to be found guilty of something. I feel like I'm a little surprised that the major charges he was just completely acquitted of.
Yeah,
that's a little crazy to me.
Yeah.
That sounds a little crazy to me. There has to be some repercussions for the things that we know that he did, and mainly the beating of Cassie. But I guess that they can argue that was resolved with what he paid her.
Yeah.
So it's just in line of what it is.
Yeah, I'm not. It's so funny because I thought I would have a more emotional reaction to it, and I just don't. Like, it. Yesterday, I asked what is his life like after this, after he's released, because we know that if you got acquitted after all of that, they're releasing you into your own recognizance.
Yeah, and
maybe a little
time
house arrest for 2 weeks or something.
You know what he's going to do?
What?
All
Make
up
an album?
in the videos.
Oh yeah,
dancing and
and clowning and coonery.
And then everybody that came against him and said anything against him, it's probably, he'd probably buy them a drink of Ciroc or something, send it to their house just so
he's gonna send them a kit of baby oil and Ciroc vodka.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I don't want him to do that. Please just go quietly into the night, sir. And make music if you want to or whatever, but don't do that. Please don't do the Kanye thing, which is definitely what he's going to do.
I think Diddy
and
has
I don't
more
like that.
class than that, and I think that
don't.
he's just no. I feel like he's going to be very I feel like he's going to be who he was prior to us him going to jail. He's still going to do his philanthropic thing. He's still going to be a family man. He's probably going to reconnect with Carisha or find some other young girl to parade around with, and he's just going to live a normal billionaire life
and continue to break poor Jane's heart because she wanted a Chanel bag real bad.
She did, and I hope she deserves a Chanel bag after she helped him get acquitted.
Yeah.
And I think it was planned that way. So you know what?
And I think that his team knew that, and that's why they didn't bother to bring anybody as a witness. Like they were like, we don't even got to defend this. This is in the bag.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. It is what it is. Yeah. I don't feel no way. He ain't affecting me.
He ain't.
I ain't getting no Chanel bag, and ain't nobody putting no baby oil on me. So it don't matter.
And if he come over here for advertisements, I'm gonna sell him some.
Yeah. What if he offers to? What would you? I don't know.
Yep, I would.
All right, Jane.
Yes, I would. Where we going, Daddy? Puff Daddy. Take that. Like these songs that the people gonna be singing, because there's some ignorant people in the world. They gonna be out here. I'm surprised when he gets released, they gonna be out in the streets playing this song and dropping out a drop top.
I told you, after Al B. Shore's set, one of the Lost Boys was like, we know who's responsible for all of this going on here. This person, and Puff Daddy, free Puff Daddy.
Yep.
As Al B. Shore was walking off the stage. And I was like, the disrespect, that's so awful. And I mean, look, he's
Al
free
B. Shore
now.
better watch out now.
Al B. Shore better watch out, because Al B. Shore was looking real, real good. He might start not looking so good again. I don't know, man.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Anyway, this is such as life. We are in this United States of America, or whatever y'all want to call it, and this is how it's gonna be.
It's like LaWanda said, this is par for the course.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at.
And now what we gonna do about R. Kelly?
Oh, jeez. Just to run down these other ones real quick. Nelly defends performing at Trump event, slams Kamala Harris and her white husband. Nelly's a coon bucket.
Yes, he is.
He's a complete coonery at its finest.
And I feel bad because, I just feel like he's an embarrassment to his wife, and Ashanti shouldn't have married him.
Yeah. Khloe Kardashian breaks her silence on all of her cosmetic work, from a nose job to Botox. Who cares? Who the F cares? Quinta Brunson says some Abbott Elementary cast members want to pursue other projects. Show is very time consuming. They shouldn't pursue everything. Well, they should, because they are great. But,
Elementary's cool.
It's a great show.
It's such a good show.
Keke Palmer says she doesn't judge Jonathan Majors after pulling her podcast interview with controversial actor. Okay. 50 Cent confirms Nelly's story about apologizing to Ashanti for Murder Inc. diss. I don't know what that means either. Ja Rule roasts longtime enemy 50 Cent over concert video. Ain't nobody coming to see you. That's a lie.
Yeah.
His shows are consistently sold out each and every time. He's been to Boston 62,000 times.
And
it's
very,
sold out
very
every
good
time.
show. I quite
Very
enjoyed
good show.
50 Cent when I saw him.
Very good show.
Ooh,
We
what
went
show,
out
50
there.
Cent?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
Drake shows off his chiseled abs and new Instagram flicks sparks plastic surgery rumors, and I believe he got some.
Yeah, didn't we know that he had gotten some ab etching or something?
He got a
at some point?
BBL.
Yeah.
And he got a BBL Drizzy.
BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy. But anyways, you guys go out and have a great time. Diddy is free. Go blast some of his music because nobody's held accountable for anything in America anymore, so neither should you.
Yeah. And if he wasn't freed here, Trump would have pardoned him. So it doesn't matter.
You know what else is kind of nasty about this, kind of effed up? Is he practically only got in trouble for prostituting, which makes Cassie and Jane Doe prostitutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was guilty of prostituting prostitutes, and that's crazy that Cassie.
Yeah.
At least she got a little money from it, so keep that, girl.
At least she got a little money, and I mean, Jane got a Bottega bag, so, you know, she all right.
Yeah, good for them.
Yeah.
With that said, we'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning, Thursday, for, Spark FM online. Boy, I'm tired.
I am.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
The People Station.
What is that?
Spark FM.